3. The phantom slowly, gravely, silently approached. When it came near him, Scrooge bent down upon his knee, for in the very air through which the spirit moved, it seemed to scatter gloom and mystery. It was shrouded in a deep black garment, which concealed its head, its face, its form, and left nothing of it visible, save one outstretched hand. But for this, it would have been difficult to detach its figure from the night and separate it from the darkness by which it was surrounded.
I take it that I am in the presence of the spirit of Christmas yet to come? You are about to show me shadows of the things that have yet not happened, but will happen in the time before us. Is that not so, Spirit?
Yes.
Spirit, I fear you more than any spectre I have seen. Will you not speak to me?
Follow me.
Very well. Lead on then. The night is passing fast and it is precious time to me. Lead on, Spirit. Why, I know those men, and this place. It is the stock exchange. It is a second home to me.
No, I don't know anything about it either way. I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Why? What was the matter with him? I thought he'd never die.
God knows.
What has he done with his money?
I haven't heard. Left it with his company, perhaps. I only know he hasn't left it to me.
Well, it's likely to be a cheap funeral. I don't know anybody who would go to it. Suppose we make up a party and volunteer?
I don't mind going if a lunch is provided, but I must be fed for all the trouble it's worth.
Well, it matters little to me either way. I never wear black gloves. I never eat lunch. But I'll offer to go. If anyone else will, well, off to business. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Have these men no sense of decency or decorum? Spirit, what is this? Why am I seeing this? Spirit, this is a fearful place. Surely there can be no reason to bring me to this godforsaken part of the city, except that the case of this unhappy man might be my own. But surely there is someone who feels some emotion caused by this man's death. Show that person to me, I beg you.
And he took a child and set him in the midst of them, and he said to them, Whenever you welcome a little child, you welcome me.
The candlelight makes my eyes weak, and I wouldn't show weak eyes to your father when he comes home. Not for the world. It must be near his time.
Past it rather, but I think he's walked a little slower than he used to these last few evenings, Mother.
Yes, I've known him walk with Tiny Tim on his shoulders. Very fast indeed. He's very light to carry, and his father loved him so much that he was no trouble at all. Is that your father now?
I went by there today. Is why I'm late. I wish you could have been there. It would have done you good to see how green it is. But you'll see it often. I promised him that I would walk there every Sunday to visit him, you see. But guess whom I saw today? Fred Hollowell, Mr. Scrooge's nephew. I met him on the street. He saw that I was a little down, and well, he was the most pleasant speaking man you've ever heard. And so I was not afraid to tell him. And this is what he said to me. I am heartily sorry, Mr. Cratchit, heartily sorry. And he pledged to be of any service he could to us. He gave me his card and said I should call him at home. But it's not for the sake of anything he might be able to do for us, so much as for his kind way that I am thankful. It really seems as if he had known our Tiny Tim and felt with us. And I've got good news for you, Martha.
What is it, Father?
Mr. Hollowell told me that he's been able to secure an apprenticeship for you. You'll begin at 8 shillings a week, starting Tuesday week.
8 shillings a week?
However, and whenever we're parted from one another, I'm sure none of us will ever forget poor Tiny Tim, shall we?
No,
No,
never.
never, Father.
And I know well, my dear, that when we remember how patient and mild he was, although he was little and a little child, we shall not quarrel among ourselves and forget our little Tim in doing it.
No, we won't, Mother, never.
Spirit, something tells me that the moment of our parting is at hand. I know it, but I don't know how. Tell me, the man who was spoken of, the one who died, tell me who he was.
Observe.
Before I draw nearer to that stone to which you point, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of the things that will be, or are they the shadows of things that may be only? The course of a man's life, if persevered in, will determine certain ends. I accept it. But if he departs from those courses, the ends must change. Say it is so with what you show me.
Ebenezer Scrooge died unmourned by anyone.
No, it can't be. Am I that man? Am I the man who died, who no one mourned? Say it isn't so, Spirit. Say it isn't so. Spirit, hear me. I am not the man I was. I will not be the man I must have been but for your intervention. Why show me this if I am past all hope?
Perhaps.
Surely your nature intercedes for me and pities me. Assure me that I may yet change these shadows you have shown me by a changed life.
Perhaps.
I will honour Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. I will remember the lessons of the past. I will live in the present. I will live toward the future. The spirits of all three will strive within me. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach. Oh, tell me that I may sponge away the writing on this stone.
Perhaps.
In his agony, he caught the spectral hand. It sought to free itself, but he was strong in his entreaty and detained it. The spirit, stronger yet, repulsed him. Holding up his hands in a last prayer to have his fate reversed, he saw an alteration in the phantom's hood and dress. It shrunk, collapsed, and dwindled down into a bedpost.
What? Where am I? Wait, what day is this? It's morning, but what day? How long have I been with the spirits? I don't know, but I'm alive. I'm alive. I don't know what to do. I feel light as a feather. I'm happy as an angel. I'm as merry as a schoolboy.
He was checked in his transports by the churches ringing out the lustiest peals he had ever heard. Clash, clash, hammer, ding, dong, bell. Bell, dong, ding, hammer, clash, clash. Oh, glorious, glorious! Running to the window, he opened it and put out his head. No fog, no mist, clear, bright, jovial, stirring cold, cold, piping for the blood to dance to, golden sunlight, heavenly sky, sweet, fresh air, merry bells. Oh, glorious, glorious!
Hello, you boy. What day is it?
Sir?
Wait, don't be afraid, my boy. What day is it?
What day is it?
Yes, what day is it today?
Why, it's Christmas Day.
Christmas Day. Are you quite sure, my good fellow?
I should say I am.
Then the spirits have done it all in one night. Why, of course they can do anything they like. Of course they can. Ha ha. Do you know the butcher's in the next street but one at the corner?
I should hope I did.
What a wonderful boy. A remarkable boy. Do you know whether they've sold the prize turkey that was hanging up there?
What, the one as big as me?
What a delightful boy. A pleasure talking to him. Yes, my buck, the one as big as you.
It's hanging there now.
It is? Well, then you must go and buy it. Yes, go and buy it now.
Please?
Oh, no, I really do mean it. Go and buy it and tell them to bring it round so that I can give them directions where to deliver it. Come back with the man and I'll give you a shilling. Come back with him in less than 5 minutes and I'll give you half a crown. Ha ha ha. I'll send it to Bob Cratchit's. He won't know who sent it. I won't tell him. Ha ha. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim. Oh, Tiny Tim will live. Oh, my soul, Tiny Tim will live. They did it all in one night. The spirits of Christmas past, present and future shall strive within me. Oh, heaven and Christmas time be praised for all this. I say it on my knees, dear Lord, on my knees. A Merry Christmas to everybody. A Happy New Year to all the world. Ha, ha, ha.
Hello?
Ah, here's a turkey. Hello, how are you, my boy? I was right. Ha, ha, ha. This is twice the size of Tiny Tim. It's twice the size of you, my lad. Merry Christmas, Mr. Butcher.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Why, it's impossible to carry that to Camden Town. You must have a cab, sir.
Camden Town, sir.
Yes, this splendid turkey is to be delivered immediately to the home of Bob Cratcherton family in Camden Town. Here, I've written the directions down. And here is the money for the turkey.
Thank you, sir.
And here is the money for the delivery.
Thank you, sir.
And here is a tip for you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And here is £half for you, my boy. Well deserved. Yes, well deserved.
Thank you, sir.
And a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Would you believe it if I told you that Scrooge went to church that day? He did, and walked about the streets, and watched the people hurrying to and fro, and patted children on the head as they passed, and questioned beggars, and looked down into the kitchens of houses and up to the windows, and found that everything could yield him pleasure. He had never dreamed that any walk, that anything at all, could give him so much happiness. In the afternoon he turned his steps towards his nephew's house.
Oh, Fred, it's beautiful, and it's too much. You shouldn't have spent so much.
But I love you, my dear, and my wife shall have the best on Christmas Day.
Oh, Fred, I love you so, but not just for this.
I know, my dear, I know.
Now, who is that knocking at the door? Who can it be?
I don't know. No one is expected at this hour.
Hello, Fred.
Uncle Ebenezer?
The very same. It is I, your Uncle Scrooge. I recall an invitation you made to me yesterday to come and dine with you. If that invitation is still in force, I should like to accept.
What? I don't know what to say.
Well, you could say, bah humbug, a retort I heartily repent of and shall never use again. Or you could say, come in.
Come in! Why, of course you shall come in. Hurrah! Uncle Scrooge, you have made us both very happy. Oh, may I introduce my wife, Janet? Janet, my uncle, Ebenezer Scrooge.
My dear, it is plain to me now why my nephew chose you among women. You are indeed every bit as lovely as I have heard.
Why, thank you, Uncle Scrooge. We are very happy you are here.
I am sorry for the things I said about Christmas, and sorry for the poor reception I gave you yesterday, of which you were so undeserving. I see the image of my sister in your face. I loved her, you know, and she you.
I know it, Uncle Ebenezer. She loved you very much.
Scrooge was early at the office the next morning. Oh, he was early there. If he could only be there first and catch Bob Cratchit coming late. That was the thing he had set his heart upon. And he did it. Yes, he did. The clock struck 9. No Bob. 1:15. No Bob. He was a full 18 minutes and a half behind his time. Scrooge sat with his door wide open, that he might see him come in.
What is this?
Morning, sir.
Mr. Cratchit, you are late, sir.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by coming here at this time of day?
I'm very sorry, sir. I am behind my time.
Step this way, if you please, Cratchit.
It's only once a year, sir. It shall not be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday with my family.
Now, I'll tell you what, my friend. I am not going to stand by for this any longer. And therefore, I am going to double your salary. Yes, Bob Cratchit. Ha, ha, ha. I am going to double your salary, sir. A Merry Christmas to you. A merrier Christmas than I have given you for many a year. And from now on I will endeavour to assist your family in any way I can. And as for Tiny Tim, he will walk again. I know it. Now you needn't say a thing. Come with me, we will discuss the particulars over a bowl of smoking bishop before you so much as dot another I, Bob Cratchit.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all, and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father, became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city knew. And ever afterwards it was always said of Ebenezer Scrooge that he knew how to keep Christmas, and keep it well, if any man alive possessed the knowledge. Some people laughed to see the alteration in him, but he let them laugh, and little heeded them, for he was wise enough to know that nothing ever happened on this globe for good at which some people did not have their fill of laughter in the outset. And, knowing that such as these would be blind anyway, he thought it quite well that they should wrinkle up their eyes in grins and have the malady in less attractive forms. His own heart laughed, and that was quite enough for him. May that be truly said of us, and all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed,
God bless everyone!